complaining that Disney doesn't make original stories if you don't show up to movie theaters and support them in the first place?
Hey, let's support an original project. So I'm gonna talk about K-pop Demon Hunters. The best sentence that can sum up all my thoughts is that the creators really understand their target audience. K-pop Demon Hunters was a fun time which understands Korean culture, K-drama stereotypes, and the songs, even if the dialogue and story isn't revolutionary. Let's start with the songs. They are really catchy and they really grow on you if you listen to them again. The lyrics are really smart and suit what is happening on screen. I also love that the movie utilizes the 3D nature of the film to make unrealistic but fun MTVs for each of the songs. Just breaking down the first song, Tick Down, the space in the plane extends and becomes a runway that has lights, like a stage for a live performance, with the whole moon pulsing regularly and when needed to give that stage light feeling, and also to give the fight choreography a pop of light whenever it's needed, like when she throws down the demon here. I also like that they use 2D cel-shaded style for the smoke and effects. Kind of like Arcane, it's just a smart way to use different mediums to your advantage. You don't need to feel restricted at all. The plane also changes color to give another vibe to the whole fight and really pushes that live performance, stage lighting feeling, and lets their weapons all stand out because they are all light-based. It's just a really smart way to use 2D values and color theory to your advantage here, even though it's a 3D movie. All of this really reminds me of that KDA MTV from Riot. It also utilizes the same 3D production to make striking visuals and makes it fun. I mean, that was clearly what success looks like, and why not emulate it, right? I think it's also pretty evident that everybody loves the faces. Some of them really work and some of them not so much, but it really makes the movie stand out. I mean, clearly they understand the meme crowd and they will help sell the movie due to its virality. Just shows that the creators really understand internet culture very well. And I love how they also use 2D animation principles like smearing to really sell the motion and action and makes it look less stiff. Coming back to understanding the audience, it's just the small things you notice in the movie, like walls decorated with celebrity photos at the clinic and restaurants, those K-drama scenes where the girl slips and falls with the music playing in the background, waiting for the guy to pick her off her feet. It just shows that the creators really understand the culture, and it's sort of like an inside joke between the creator and the audience. It creates that kind of like parasocial feeling, I guess. It's sort of like when two fans of the same anime come together and then it's like, oh, you got that reference? I got that reference too. Oh, yay! We found each other. Saja in Korean also means lion or Grim Reaper. So depending on the context, it can mean different things. And I think it's a pretty smart play on words. I mentioned the Saja boys' character designs in the previous video, but looking into it deeper, their names are Jinu, the leader, Abby, showing off his abs, Romance, we love our fans, Mystery, covering his eyes, doesn't speak, and Baby, deep voice, youthful face. These can also be taken as negatives of the K-pop industry. Abby is a hypersexualization of idols, sometimes also about narcissism and the harsh body standards of the industry. Romance is about parasocial relationships and the blurred lines of boundaries and consent. Mystery is about the lack of privacy they face and how every detail of their lives must be made public. Baby is probably about youth and how this industry will just push out any bands older than a certain age and it just cycles through young people. Even the girls have their own distinct look and personality. They complement each other. It's a great way to immediately make them stand out and recognizable from each other in any shot they are in together. The parts I didn't like about the movie was the dialogue. It's a little lame. I never really bought the Rumi and Jinu were in love part of the story. That felt kind of like it got rewritten and edited so many times that it felt disjointed to me. Honestly, when I first saw K-pop Demon Hunters, I thought it would be cringe. The smiles reminded me of Chicken Run, but I gave it a shot since I have Netflix. Because I want to support original IPs, right? Pixar? And I wasn't disappointed. The obvious thing is that K-pop Demon Hunters came out and instantly shot down the stance of people supposedly not supporting original IP and only wanting remix sequels or prequels. It's not that people don't want new IP or original stories to support, it's that people want good stories to support. There's a difference in the standards. Even if K-pop Demon Hunters wasn't around, I'm not gonna support original stories just because it's an original story. I support media that is fun and entertaining, even if the story isn't the best. Stuff that doesn't waste my time or preach to me and gives me some form of escapism. I also got this comment in the last video on my thoughts on Elio, and the commenter thinks my expectations are too harsh. But my point of view is that this expectation was built up by the studio themselves. From Toy Story, Ratatouille, Wall-E up, they were the top dog for 3D animation and they put the bar that high. And the higher it is, the greater the fall. On the flip side, Sony Animation has always been a decent studio. Their projects generally have flair, even if the narrative isn't revolutionary. And I thought, why not? Because I wasn't expecting anything crazy good. It just blasted those expectations out of the water. In my opinion, it's all about the difference in where the bar is and where it ends up being that makes something good or bad. It's kind of sus that Elio reviewed high on Rotten Tomatoes, 82 critic and 90 audience, but 7 on IMDb and 66 on Metacritic. I guess it's Disney curating the Rotten Tomatoes score again. So it's pretty much mid and no one is watching it. And with the article showing it was a queer-coded project, so it will probably lose its ability to have any legs in its theatrical run. No one has a problem with gay characters. Just look at Brokeback Mountain and Bohemian Rhapsody. Those movies did well even though the protagonists were gay. It's a problem when they are portrayed as flat, one-dimensional characters where the whole story revolves around their sexuality. And kids are supposed to be innocent, okay? Stop trying to explore their sexuality. Don't go projecting your adult proclivities onto child characters.
Stop it. Get some help.
I don't care if the director justifies it by saying it's their lived experience. These are private issues and you don't need to yell it in people's faces, period. I take back what I said about becoming the villain in the last video. Disney Pixar is the villain. Really? Is this your best tactic? To try and guilt me into watching the movie? How about no? I have Asian parents. My resistance to guilt tripping is
It's over 9,000!